Hi, I'm Kyle Botter, and today's video I wanted to talk about something called the Unscripted Afterlife. So, Unscripted is a book written by M.J. Demarco. He's a author who has written about business. He has another book called The Millionaire Fastlane that really changed my thinking. Honestly, it changed my life. Maybe it's a little bit too early to say, but The Millionaire Fastlane is basically a book about how you can become an entrepreneur. And by starting up a certain kind of business that follows certain commandments, for instance, the commandment of scale, so it has to be something that can scale up to impact thousands, even millions of people. You can get an enormous amount of money very quickly by creating a business that does this kind of thing. So that was The Millionaire Fastlane. He also wrote another book called Unscripted that I'd like to talk about. And Unscripted, basically what he's saying in the book is that we live lives that follow a specific script that has been given to us from birth. And the script tends to be go to school, after you graduate, go to university, get a 9 to 5 job, get money, put money in your retirement account, get married, have children, get the white picket fence, get a dog and a cat, and then keep working your 9 to 5, work your way up the corporate ladder, and when you're 65, retire and live out the rest of your days and then die at the end of it. And this is the script that we are given as like a story of success in society for the average person, for the common person, a person who is just an ordinary person. They are supposed to follow this script, and it's supposed to be the sign of success for you. So, particularly in the working world, you get the script of like, become a doctor, study really hard, go through medical school, and then at the end you become a doctor, and then you get that high status career, or go to law school and become a lawyer, study engineering and become an engineer. All of these options that are basically setting you up for a 9 to 5 job. And the problem with this is that any 9 to 5 job that you have, the one thing that they don't talk about in terms of this ordinary script is that you have to give up so much time in order to do this. So most of the time these days, a salary job is more than 9 to 5. It's more than 40 hours a week. Like most doctors and lawyers and engineers and computer scientists and accountants, they're not working 40 hours. They're usually working a little bit more than that, like maybe like 50 hours, or in the case of some, like I studied accounting. I went back to school for accounting, and some accountants work during the busy season 60, 70 hours, and they're just expected to, and they don't have any recourse. They're just supposed to do that. And what MJ DeMarco talks about is how valuable time is, where time is something that you never get back. Time in your youth, in your 20s, as a teenager, like this is time that will never be returned to you. And if you're spending your time doing something, it's never going to come back. It's a resource that is severely limited. And especially as you get older, your 30s, your 40s, you're starting to get into this category of a person who has given up most of their youthful time. They've given away most of the time that they've had on earth into a job. And you might say, well, there's, what else are you supposed to do? And then this is where he sets up the alternative, which is entrepreneurship, where you develop a product or a service that is highly scalable and that you can control, and that basically you can create a service or a product. For instance, say a book, and the book, yeah, you put a lot of hours into it, but once the book is written, you never have to do anything else again. It's just, automatically, once you put it on Amazon, if people find it, they pay for it and they give you money, and you can get money even while you're sleeping. So the idea is to set up these money trees, which are basically businesses or a business that generates you money while you're not doing anything. I could be going for a walk. I could be sleeping. I could be driving my car. I could be going to the movies. And during this time, my bank account would be going up because I've produced this product that is separate from my time. Um, and this is a thing that I reflected on, and I realize is really important to me as well, is the freedom of being able to use my time to do what I want. Um, I've worked a 9 to 5 job. I've worked multiple 9 to 5 jobs, and I I always felt really out of place in them, and not socially. Like I got along with the people I worked with, but I always felt like this is not right. Like working in an office, you know, sitting at a chair, and there's all these people around you, and there's all this social pressure of like you can't get up and walk around whenever you want. You can't, get up and do a little dance. You can't put on some music. You can't. There's all these can'ts. Like I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm surrounded by these people, and I've worked in like open office spaces where the eyes are always on you. Everybody's eyes are there, and they can see you, and you're kind of by social pressure, you're supposed to sit at your desk and focus on your computer. And I just, I really struggled with that when I was younger of like, like I worked as a computer, like a programmer, software developer. And, you know, I had studied so hard to get there, and then I finally get the job, and then I get the job, and then I'm like, this doesn't feel good. This feels pretty bad. Like, this feels kind of shitty. I don't like just sitting here on the computer with all these people around, and I can't get up and move. I can't, like, just go do something else for a little while. I can't just take a walk whenever I want to. Like, everything's scheduled. Um, it like and it's not just office work, but it's I do find like with blue collar work or like more physical work, at least you get this sense of like your body's moving, and there's like action, and so it feels a little bit more natural than just sitting at the computer for 8 hours. But regardless, any kind of work, like you're giving up your time, which is what MJ Demarco was talking about with Unscripted. Is like that's the one thing that they never tell you with work is like you have to trade your finite amount of living hours for money. And if you can find out some other way to do it, like do it, like if you can find out another way to get money without involving your time, then why would you not take that opportunity? And for me, that's why I have decided to pursue entrepreneurship. And I develop my app, and hopefully that will make me money without having to, um, you know, trade my time for it. Like I put a lot of time upfront into it, but once it's developed, it's out there. The app is called Zels, by the way. You can check it out. I'll put it in the description. But yeah, this unscripted idea is like the script that you are given from birth, whether it's in terms of you need to get married, you need to have kids, you need to get a 9 to 5, you need to get a respectable job. Like the script doesn't automatically make you happy or have your best interest in mind. The script is really just a solidified way of showing what has social status within, the narrow spectrum of middle class existence. And so the script is giving a vision of what would be high status within the middle class. So within the middle class, a high status is having a pretty good job, being a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer. It's being married and, living in a house, having kids, these are all like seen as like kind of high status within the middle class environment. But the middle class is not all, like there are some people that become professional basketball players. There's some people that, become influencers. There's some people who become entrepreneurs and develop a product and make millions of dollars, and then they never have to work a 9 to 5 in their life again. And so the middle class script, I would just say that it doesn't necessarily have your best interest in mind, especially when it comes to the time aspect, because all of these jobs that a person has, you have to give up your time in order to do them. And that's time you'll never get back. You will never, like I'm 34, I'm never going to get back 33. I'm never going to get back 32. Like that time is gone forever and I can never get it back in my life. And this year, once it's done, I'm never going to get it back. So it's best to really try and free up your time as much as possible so that you can do the things that you want to do and enjoy it and enjoy your life while you live it, and while it's going on, rather than perpetually spending your whole life, say, looking forward to retirement, and by that time you're old and maybe you're unhealthy and maybe you only have a few years left. So these are my thoughts on MJ Demarco's Unscripted. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me about what you think, and send it to somebody else that you think might find it interesting. My name was Kyle Botter, and thank you for watching. Bye.